2001, we came back. And so we produced this video. So this is actually 21 years ago, I think. Yeah, because, and actually showed it in 2002, because it was kind of a commemorative or remembering Vito, even though then Vito showed up in 2003 when we had it at Harvard. But in 2002 is when we did this kind of reflection on Vito. So I'll show you a bit. Let me know if you can see it. Okay.
And then I was thinking about 1986 when I came to the University of North Dakota as Vito was leaving. And we sat and talked about all of his projects and who would be picking up what. And I'm trying to remember all the things we talked about because Joey was still doing that work at Zuni. And Clara was going to be picking that up. And there was insights into open education. And I think Beth Franklin was going to edit that. And there was teaching and learning, the Journal of Natural Inquiry. And there was the Peace Studies program that he had been instrumental in starting at the University of North Dakota. There was the North Dakota Teacher Center Network, which after he left grew to 10 centers.
So I'm just going to manipulate this.
My interview was scheduled for February in North Dakota. And I went and I thought, well, look, there's no way I'm going to go there. And it's North Dakota and it's February. So this will really show me. And I got off the plane and I interviewed and I met Vito and I went to North Dakota. And just the quality of his leadership was just, it's sort of hard to describe. I would remember being angry or adamant about something and going down to his office to talk to him. I was going to have him understand my perspective and I was going to turn things around. And he would sit there and in his calm way talk to you and you would leave absolutely grateful for the opportunity to be there and to be doing the work you were doing. It was like, oh, you're right. I've seen the error of my ways and you're completely right. And how could I have been anything other than totally enthusiastic about your plan? And it was like, and it was almost like this kind of magic thing had happened and you'd leave and you were like, I think I was trying to get something when I went in there, or I was annoyed about something and I can't even remember what it was.
And he remembered everybody.
I'm trying to think about my own connection to Vito. And in some ways, it's tied into my feelings and my memory from my own father. And in a lot of ways, both of them resembled each other, not the least physically, color of hair, complexion. But more importantly, both of them were consummate gentlemen. They were gentle men. They were the kind of men that when we think about gender and what's maternal and what's paternal, when you meet that kind of person, that distinction is blurred because they incorporate both of those sides, both of those things which we ascribe to the different sexes in our own definitions.
Always specific to people and where they were moving. So he was impatient with the idea that you had to be a standard in the sense of what do you want to call it, a line everybody had to reach. Because the people who would say at the university, well, I can't give you a passing course because you didn't do X or Y. It was always in relationship to all 80 of those students' own goals and who they were.
This one, Vito has a childlike curiosity and a sense of wonder just about all kinds of things, even ordinary things. Let me illustrate with this story because this happened in New York maybe a couple of months before he was stricken. We were at the Marriott Marquis. For those of you who've been in New York City, you know what kind of hotel that is. Very expensive and very big and all of that. We were at a meeting and were serving on a panel the whole day talking about Montessori schools. Something that thrilled neither Vito nor I. But we thought we could do this with other people. And during the break, Vito and I went down and said we just wanted to get out of that hotel, just get the fresh air and all of that. So we went to the elevator, and I'm not sure now about the sequence of events here, but in the elevator there was this enormous, huge, tall fellow. I mean, he probably about 7'5" or something like that. And Vito went in ahead of me. And then I followed, and I've never seen Vito so small. But he was not aware of that. But of course, if you've been to New York City and you get to elevators in a hotel like Marriott, nobody talks to anybody unless you know each other. And I got a sense that Vito had something in his mind here. Because I saw his smile, he had that smile. Sometimes you're not sure whether it was a mischievous smile or a sweet smile, but always the same smile. And I suspected he wanted to know how tall this man was. So he turned to me, and Vito turned to me and was talking kind of rather loud, so everybody could hear clearly in that elevator. He said, "Oh, do you know Sabonis?" And I said, "You mean the basketball player?" He said, "Yeah, the basketball player. He's he said, you know how tall he is?" And I said, "I don't know. He's about 7'4" or so." And Vito said, "Oh yeah, he's an enormous fellow. I've seen him play and all of that and so on. All the time, he's moving, turning around and so on." And I knew he's trying to make some kind of contact with this man. So on the other one, this fellow looked down. And then Vito said, "Maybe he's taller than this gentleman too." And then the fellow smiled, and Vito said, "Oh, by the way, how tall are you?" So that's how we're going to find out that he's 7'5". I mean, this was Vito at his best.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Francisco. And let me just say, it's amazing to see so many familiar faces like 20 years ago. It's so cool. And I hope that anyone who's new to NDSG, I hope you feel the love coming from all of us, because we're so happy that you're joining this family. Francisco, I'll let you kind of take it and close however you want to.
Well, I was struck, and thank you, Eddie, for your fine facilitation skills. I appreciate that. I was struck by how in the year 2022, Sid Massey used the same language here. He said that Vito was a gentle man. And in that video, Sid said the same thing. He said, Vito was a gentle man, like my father was a gentle man. And I think that was part of, I think, not only Vito's disposition, but Vito's leadership. He tried to engender people being gentle with each other. As much as he brought powerful wisdom and just robust intellectual, capacity and this childlike curiosity that Herbert Deassi spoke of, he was a gentle man. For a guy who was a Big Ten wrestling champ, he was a gentle man. And I think that there's a lot there to take, for all of us. And so I want to close with that. And I don't know, Catherine, who our Vito is now, but I think that Vito would like us to all be gentle. I'm responding to a chat question there.
Thank you so much, Francisco, again for sharing that. And I know we're all going to kind of carry this with us. Like Mary says, may we all be Vito in our own ways. Let's carry that with us. And I think I'm going to pass it to Sascha. Is that right, Sascha?
Hello, beautiful people. I first want to say I've never met Vito, but I know Vito as well as I know anyone else on this call. And Mary, Mara, Sid, the people in that video are the people that I know and love. And y'all are heroes in my mind. And I spend so much time just trying to embody the work that you all have laid out for us. And I mean, I cried in the video and it was so moving. And it's just hearing someone speak so passionately and so lovingly about someone who had a vision. And 50 years later, here we are, right? This is the 50th anniversary. I don't know how many times that has been mentioned, but my, like this just does something for my spirit. It does something for my soul. I mean, we are all experiencing many different things at once. In this year, 2020, 21, 22, the world is crazy. And to be in this space is revitalizing. It's humbling. It's hard work. And I just appreciate the commitment that you all have placed in education, in us, in this family that we created, and welcoming and inviting young folks to be in this space and continue the work. Because some of these spaces are extremely coveted. And I appreciate you being so willing to see a new vision for some of the things that you all have put so much work and effort into. So just shout out to all of the elders in the space and all of our loved ones that have passed on, not recently and in the distant past. And I'm so grateful to be able to offer a moment with Mara to memorialize some of the people we have lost, some of the educators we have learned from, and some of those who are still here teaching us today. Mara, do you want to spend a little bit of time bringing in this space? And
yeah, so thanks, Sascha. And between Sascha and seeing that video, I think we're really well situated now we're going to be moving into breakout rooms, and we're going to get to do some more talking and sharing who are our elders, who are the ones that we want to honor, people who are not at this meeting, either because they've passed or because they're simply not here now. And they don't have to be people who were associated to North Dakota Study Group. If you haven't been before, it might be someone who was in your life, who inspires you and motivates you. And just watching Vito talk about, the story's not over and let's write another chapter of our shared story. So we're going to spend some time in fairly small